Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Predator 2 Ultimate Elder Predator figure from NECA Toys. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks great, and honestly, if you have any familiarity with NECA's Predator figures, you know that there's a lot of reuse here, there's a lot of similarities, but that really makes it boil down to the differences being in the details, which is really, really nice, and they accomplish that very well. So obviously we got our standard kind of Predator 2.0 body, so it has the the diaphragm cut here. Other than that, we still get the fishnets. We get the same type of arms, though this might be different. Actually, that might be, yeah, I think that's an overlay. So yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is the body type's the same. It totally works. But then we get into the differences, and obviously the head is unique to this character. Really love some of the stuff they did here, especially this little detail right here, if I can get that to focus, where there's actual metal rings coming off the left mandible. That's a really, really cool touch. And not only that, but you get all of these kind of gold accents to the dreads. And this is the Elder Predator, the kind of leader that we see at the end of Predator 2. Really cool to kind of see this in finer detail and just all that kind of like lived experience showing in the physical form of this Predator. Not only that, but we do get our blades, as we see with all the other Predators. We get a bit of what looks to have been a military officer's shirt torn and used as an armband on the right arm. We get a kind of bandolier of skulls going on here. Try and get that out of the way. So really nice overlay there. Then we got a skull on a necklace up here with some nice golds and bronze tones, or kind of copper tones. Then we get a little satchel here with the Yautja language inscribed on the strap. And then we get the bag itself with bones and stuff hanging off of it. We get his left communicator, like kind of computer piece with a wrap, some sort of like gauze or something wrapping over that. Beautifully done. And then we get a scabbard here for his sword, which again, of course, also has skulls, this nice leather texture, some teeth, etc., kind of coming off of there. And yeah, beyond that, just a really cool color scheme, obviously with that very pale, very kind of white scheme with all these kind of dark grays accenting the musculature. So yeah, really cool looking figure. Fantastic loadout of accessories here, so let's jump right in, starting with hands. So right out of the box, we do get our kind of requisite splayed out Predator hands, those gloves. Then we get not so much a pair of gripping hands as much as a right gripping hand with a tighter grip for that sword. And then we get a left gripping hand with a much wider grip for one of the other accessories here, which we'll get to in a second. Then let's move on to heads. So, as we open the box, we do get that unmasked face, very well done. Then we get two different faces with the biomask. So first we get the kind of smoother, more traditional looking Yautja biomask. Really like this one, really nice gold tones with that kind of black dry brush to age it up. Very nice there. And then we get the Golden Angel mask. And I did not get that variant. I like this version better. But the cool thing about this is this top piece comes off and there's a switch, and those eyes light up. That's cool as hell. So really like that. I do like the light up features that they do for some of these. So really cool work there. You can see the batteries on the top. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Don't want to waste a bunch of time here. So yeah, we're just gonna say that goes back there. And then we get some weapons. So of course we get the shoulder cannon, some fantastic details here. We get some articulation at the actual cannon itself. Then we get a wire back here. It's really cool. Very careful with that, though. That is quite pliable, so that's nice. And you see the details there. And for that, we do get an effects piece. So we do get the blast. And as you can see, it's just pretty much orange, yellow, kind of translucency with a little bit of a dry brush of a, can't tell exactly which color that is. Might be a couple different, but definitely adds the effect. Then we get his sword, which I had mentioned before. We've seen this a couple different Predators. Pardon me, I do wish this wasn't quite as stiff. I'm definitely afraid of breaking this, so I'm going to be very careful with that. Then we get the flintlock that he hands to Danny Glover at the end of the movie. Really cool that they threw this in. Nice bright gold on that as well. It doesn't look quite as aged as it probably should. But yeah, really nice details. You get the name there on the side. Then finally, we get 2 trophies. We get the skull and spine, which we've seen with countless Predators at this point. And then finally, just a separate skull. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here are very nice. Unfortunately, no freestanding kicks here on my Dio, but I could get it on the actual desk part of my desk. So with a really flat surface, you can make that happen. Just unfortunately not on camera here. But we do have this kind of barbell joint coming from the neck into the head, and we get some really nice look up. I couldn't get this angle with the masked heads, but at least with the unmasked head, you do get that far up. Get a little bit of down. You get some tilt, some rotation. We are hinge and swivel at the shoulders and not quite hitting our T. There's a lot going on here, though this does come up. And you can push it a little bit, but yeah, still not getting all the way there. I have the same issue with the right arm. Maybe if I warm it up a bit, but yeah, just not what I was hoping for. We do get bicep swivel, double jointed elbows coming to there. We do get hinge and swivel at the wrists. We get a ball joint at the diaphragm, ball joint at the waist, and it's really warm in here, and actually got some really nice range here, so pretty nice crunch, really nice arch back, some side to side and rotation from both of those joints. We get hips that come out to here, almost full splits, very, very nice. Front kick, full 90, beautiful. We do get rotation from that assembly in there. Double jointed knees bring us to there. And then for the feet, we are on a ball joint. So we're coming about that far forward, that far back, that far forward. We get some rocker and rotation there as well. So that will do it for articulation. And before I forget, actually 2 more points of articulation I did not touch on, and both have to do with the arms. So the forearms, we actually do get rotation there. Be careful with the left arm because of this hose that comes up to the bicep. And then of course we get the blades, but mine are super loose. So basically if it's the arms down, they're down. If it's up, they stay up. Just no real control there, unfortunately. And that seems to be temperamental with a lot of the Predators, but that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other NECA Predators. With some domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Predator 2 Ultimate Elder Predator from NECA Toys is that this is a really kick-ass figure. It's another solid entry from NECA into their Predator line. They've definitely put a lot of love into here, a lot of attention to detail, and yeah, I absolutely recommend it. Certainly if you're collecting the Predators or you're just a fan of Predators in general, they're fantastic designs. One of my favorite creature designs of all time. My only minor gripe with this figure, and I didn't realize it until I was kind of like playing around with the accessories, was actually that his scabbard's on the right, but he does not have a left, like the left gripping hand is for the skull, but not the actual sword, which is weird. Again, like thinking about weapons and how you would draw them, etc. But again, minor gripe, but just kind of weird, especially considering the attention to detail here. So just throwing that out there. That's one of my weird things, especially as a lefty, but neither here nor there. Definitely doesn't hinder my enjoyment of this figure. So it is still available from various online resources from what I understand. So I'll have a link or two in the description below so you can pick this up if you are so interested. That being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, hope to see you back because we do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's talk about some really nice plastic and just escape the world for a while. But really at the end of the day, I hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.